Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This video is going to be about how to write an email to a professor when you are applying for a PhD position. Now you can consider this video as a continuation of my previous video where I discussed about PhD interview. I discussed about what are the things you can expect in a PhD interview, what are the types of questions you can expect over there. There I told you that when you go for a PhD interview, it is advised that before that you should email to your professor, to the professor whose lab you are looking for, or which aligns with your area of interest. So once you found your area of interest, you can write an email to a professor who is working in the similar area of interest, and you can tell that person that how much enthusiastic you are for joining his lab and you want to do research under his guidance. Now the thing is that this video is going to be entirely like a, you can consider it as a basic video where I'm going to discuss each and every part of an email, because this is going to be super important when you are applying for any position, be it whether you have got an interview call or not. When you are applying for a PhD position, it is very important that your email should land well. Now this email is slightly different than the email which we write for the postdoc position. I will make a separate video if you guys are interested for that, but this video will be only for PhD positions. Okay, we'll talk about how to write a proper subject line, what are the different sections of an email, like how to write down a proper salutation, what are the mistakes to avoid. I'll also discuss about some pro tips, and at the end of the video I will also give you some templates of interview. Okay, and all these things I will try to provide you in the form of slides so that you can download them and you can look upon them and you can write of your own. Now I will not recommend you to just copy and paste whatever is there, or whatever template I am giving, just copy and paste that, because in that case there will be multiple people with the same template. That is not something which I'll advise. I will definitely ask you to make some changes accordingly, keeping the points or keeping the things which I'm discussing in the video into consideration. Okay, so let's now look upon my computer screen. I have made a whole guideline for that. We will go one by one for that, and we will try to see that how you can write down an effective email when you are applying for a PhD position. All right, so let's start with the structure of an email. Okay, so a proper email should have all these points in it. So it should have a subject line, then we should have a salutation, then an introduction, then we'll talk about that why you. Okay, I mean why you should be taken, or basically why you are the one who is perfect match for their lab. Okay, why you are the perfect candidate. So that's the next thing which we will answer in the email. And next thing is why them, why you are looking for their lab, why that lab is important for you, why you are writing to that particular lab itself. Okay, so that's another question, and at the end we will do a professional closure of the email. And that's why emails are short and crisp. We don't want to be much elaborative, we just want it to be short and crisp and should answer all these questions. Okay, in case if you just want to see, in an email subject line goes over here at the top, then whatever you write down is the salutation, like dear sir or something like that. I'll talk about that each and every one of these things. Okay, then you have almost 3 paragraphs in it, and then your closer. Okay, so that's how it goes. These are the different sections, or you can say these are the different parts of an email. We will start from the subject line. Okay, so first thing is to craft a catchy subject line. Now the thing is that because a professor, like he or she gets a lot of emails. Okay, there are a lot of emails from students basically, so we have to make sure that our subject is catchy and the other person is able to see the subject, because when they open the inbox, that's the first thing which they can read. They won't be able to read your email. The first thing which they read is your subject. Your subject should be catchy. The subject should be in such a way that it it should be attractive, that the other person clicks on that and reads your email. So that is the first stage, or the first hurdle to pass on. Okay, so I've written some examples here. For example, you can write down a subject like you are a prospective PhD student, so that it informs the other person that why this email is for PhD student. Okay, in which session you are willing and what is your interest. So let's say I have taken an interest as Alzheimer's research, so interest in Alzheimer research. So you can directly just write down your area of interest over here. Then if you are writing for supervision, let's say you are writing for a project or something, not for PhD but just for a project, in that case your subject can be like MSc supervision request, or project supervision request, your name, and then the topic of interest. Okay. You should avoid writing urgent. Many people just write down urgent in the box thinking that the other person will click and open it. No, it does not happen. Don't write down research help or something like that. Don't write down hello sir or something. Okay. You have to be specific, you have to be professional, and these both the things are going to make your open rate high. Okay. Open rate means the rate at which the person is going to open your email. Okay. So you have to make the other person curious enough that he or she opens your mail and reads it. Okay. You can even write down in a way, or if you have gone through their profile, let's say, and if you are interested in some of their work which is very interesting and you are very much interested in that work, in the email itself you can mention, if you read that work, let's say this is not for PhDs of course, because that's something which is not expected from the PhD scholar, but still, let's say you met a professor in a talk, or you met him somewhere and they were discussing about something, and now you got a question about something from their talk, or you got some idea about something, so you can mention that in the subject line in short. So that will make the person curious to open. That has even high open rate. Okay. So that is something which is a pro tip. Okay, you can use that. So next thing is a proper salutation. Okay, so how the email starts. So try to use dear professor and their last name. Okay, or dear doctor and their last name. uh, Try to avoid this, because see, as Indians we generally use like hi or respected sir, or Mr. slash Mrs. or something like that. We should not try to use that. It sounds informal and it does not sound culturally good. Okay, so it's always good to write down dear and professor's name. In scientific community, it is more emphasized that you take the name of the other person instead of writing him as sir or madam. Okay, so that's one thing which you have to take care of. So try to write down dear professor and his name, or if he is not a professor, if he is, let's say, assistant professor or something, in that case you can write down dear doctor. I would recommend you to always go for dear professor and the last name of the professor. Okay, so that's your salutation. Then we will go for the first question or the first part of the email, which will answer that who are you, or your introduction. Okay, so you have to introduce yourself briefly here. You have to try to introduce in short. That means you have to introduce your name, your current program, that means what you are doing currently, and your university. This is going to be your basic introduction. Okay, then what do you want, what do you want to do over there, PhD or project or whatever you want to do in their lab, that, and your area of interest. Okay, and then you have to connect that with the professor's work. So this third point you can either skip, because that we will be doing in the next paragraph as well, but that if it is possible, try to do that. I'll give you example of that. So this is a template for that. You can see, you can write down it in the way that uh, dear professor so and so, my name is your name and I'm currently completing my MSc in your subject or specialization. For example, if you are completing your MSc in, let's say, organic chemistry, so you can write down I am currently completing my MSc in organic chemistry. Or if you just want to mention the subject, you can mention the subject at, and then you can mention the name of institute. Okay, let's say you are from IIT Delhi, so you can mention that I am currently completing my MSc in organic chemistry from IIT Delhi. Okay, I am reaching out to express interest in pursuing PhD in your lab. So so in these much lines, you have made it clear that who are you. Okay, you have mentioned about your introduction you have given, and then you, in these lines, you are basically telling the person, telling the reader or the professor that why you are reaching out to him. Okay, so you are reaching to express interest in pursuing PhD, particularly focused on the area of interest. So now the professor is going to get to know that what is the area in which you are interested. So till here you have made three things very clear about your background, your name, your specialization, or what are you doing currently, and your institute. And then third or fourth thing is that what is your area of interest, and you are interested in that particular field. Okay, so this whole thing is about you. So the first paragraph is about you. It's just like how you meet someone. Okay, when you meet someone, you say hi and hello, and then you tell about yourself, right? That hello, I am this and this, and then you ask, or then you tell more things to that. Okay, so next is paragraph 2, which is why you, why they should take you, or why you are a good fit for their lab. Okay, So let's talk about this. So in this paragraph, you have to mention your research experience, what research experience you have. You have to mention tools and techniques which you know, basically your skill set. Then you have to mention about some thesis or project highlight if you have done any. Okay. So if you have done any thesis or if you have done any project highlight, you can mention that. And then you will, in this paragraph, we will we will try to tie our skills with the professor's ongoing work. Then only he will get to know, right, that whatever thing you have done is useful for his lab also. Because when you are going for a lab, you cannot just say that take me in your lab because I am interested in the work. No, you have to tell the other person that you are also valuable asset to that lab. You are going to be a valuable asset when he or she is going to hire you. When you are going to join their lab, you are going to be a valuable student or a valuable research scholar. Okay. um, this is optional, that you can refer to one of their papers that impressed you and you can mention about that. I'll talk about this also. Okay. So basically this is optional part, but if you want to make your email more engaging, or you want to flatten up the other person, you can just refer their recent paper and you can tell that what has impressed you, or what is the thing in their paper which impressed you. So let's take an example of this. Okay. So the example is like, you can say that this is from the second paragraph. Okay, first paragraph is done, you are now in the second paragraph. You will start that over the past years I have been working on my thesis using these tools, whatever tools or techniques you have done. Let's say you have done NMR spectroscopy or anything, any specific tools or technique which you have used. So I have been working on my thesis using these tools to study your research focus. So here you have to write down what research focus you have done till now, whatever work you have done till now in your um, masters. Okay, we will take an example at the end of this video, don't worry, we will take with the names also, we will have examples over there. And then you can say that I have also gained experience with which software or lab technique or collaboration you have as experience, you can mention that. So till here now you are trying to tell the other person that what are the things you are going to bring on the table. Okay, what are the things you have been doing and what are the things you know and what are the things you have been doing in the past few years. I recently came across your publication on this particular topic. Now this is optional, as I said. Okay, this you can mention in order to make your email more better. It's like, I recently came across your publication on a particular topic, wherever it has, like they have basically published, which aligns closely to my interest. Okay, so you can mention that this particular paperwork, whatever paper you have published, it aligns a lot with my work. So this is going to give idea to the person that okay, he has gone through my profile, he has went through the work which we are doing and he is following that. Any scientist, anyone who is in academia, he is going to love that. See, someone in academia, their most important asset is their research paper, is their publications. Okay, so whenever somebody talks about it, they always feel excited about it. Okay, so this is something which you can try. So this is about paragraph 2. Next is paragraph 3, or you can combine it with paragraph 2, extended form of paragraph 2, that why them, why you are writing to them, why you want to join them. So in this case, you have to show a genuine interest in their work. Okay, you have to genuinely tell them that you are interested to that. Now I'll tell you how to do that. Then you have to mention a specific project or paper. As I said, the last part of the previous paper is basically the part of the third paragraph, or as I said, this you can consider as a extended form of the second paragraph. And you can then you can politely ask for a chance to contribute. Okay, so these three things are, you are now going towards summarizing your email. Okay, let's take example. So it says, I am particularly fascinated by your recent work on this topic. As I said, this is the part of the previous paragraph, and if possible, I would be honored to contribute to this research in your lab. You can, this part is optional. Okay, starting month or year, this is optional. This, if you want, you can keep, or if you don't want, you can just write it till here. So this is going to tell the other person that you are fascinated by their work on a particular topic and you are interested to contribute to that. Okay, you just don't want to join the lab, you want to contribute to the research. These are all ways in which you can present yourself positively, and these are going to make your email shine from others. Okay, and then you have a professional closure where you have to attach your CV. Okay, of course you should have a good CV.
I have made a detailed video on how to make a good CV. Okay, you can watch that in the I button. I will give you link for that in the I button. Please watch that video. Make a good CV, and then you have to mention your availability, that you are available for more discussion. If something is needed, you are there or you are available for that, and you have to be polite and respectful when you are ending your email. Okay, so this is how you can close your email, that I have attached my CV for your review. I would be happy to provide additional details. Okay, this shows that you are available and looking forward for your kind response, or looking forward for your response, which means you are being respectful over here. Warm regards and your name. Okay, you can also mention your email address at the down. So these are the different parts of a particular email which we have discussed. Now I am going to show you some of the uh, like um, templates which are going to be full templates. Okay, before that, let me just give you some more tips, some very important tips. These things have worked very differently for me also, and it has worked for a lot of students, so try to use them. Okay, the first tip is that use university email. If you are enrolled in a university already, if you are a master's student, or if you are doing project somewhere or something, if you are enrolled into your university, you might have got a university email which goes like @ whatever university.ac.in. Okay, so in India you will generally get like that, or @ whatever university.edu. So these are called university email, apart from @gmail.com, @outlook.com, @yahoo.com, apart from that. Okay, so these are your university email. So try to use that, because these, if you use university email, there are least chances that it will go in their spam folder. There are high chances that it will land in their inbox. So that is also something we have to avoid. We don't want our email to go in their spam folder. Okay, we want it to go in their inbox, and then they will read the subject line and open and read the email. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing is, when you write it through email or university email, it gives a kind of confidence to the person that yes, you are already enrolled at some certain place. With that @whatever university, they get to know, okay, you are enrolled in a certain university. Okay, so that is a professional way of writing it. Whatever attachment you are giving, for example, if you are writing your CV should be named like your name underscore CV. So if your name is, let's say, Ramesh Singh or something, so your this is going to be Ramesh Singh underscore CV. Okay, whatever your name is. Okay, and try to always provide PDF format. Don't provide Word format, or don't provide the Word file of your CV. Okay, always provide PDF format files, because these are professional, um, right, portable document format. That's the PDF, full form of PDF. So basically, for documents, this is the format which has been made. So always provide PDF format of your CV. Okay, and the third thing is that keep it under 300 words. Try to keep it short, under 300 words. And this is very important point. Okay, just read it twice before sending email. Please read it many times, because there are many times people either forget to add attachment, or they miss like spell something, or they forget to mention something. So please proofread, or please read your email twice or more than once, to make sure you are not making mistake. Okay, now let's go to some sample email. Okay, so the first sample here is for a MSc student who is looking for a PhD position. Okay, so you can see the subject over here says prospective PhD student, and then basically fall year, and then interest in your professor's area of interest. Okay, or professor's a research area. So you can mention that interested in bioorganic chemistry, or interested in organic chemistry, whatever area of that professor is. Okay, you can start like, dear professor, last name of that, my name is this, I am currently completing my MSc in this at this university. I am reaching out to express interest in pursuing a PhD in your lab, particularly focused on the relevant research topic. Then you can start like, over the past few years, I have been working on my thesis using these tools, or to study your area, whatever your research area is, and I have also gained experience in these techniques. I have recently came across your publication on this particular title, which aligns closely to my interest. I have attached my CV to your consideration, and I would be grateful for the opportunity to contribute to your group. I'd be happy to provide further details if needed. Thank you for your time, and I look forward for hearing from you. which gives a positive impact to the reader, that you are interested to see what they response. Then warm regards, your name and your email. Okay, so like that you can write and then you can send. I have one more example over here, one more sample, which is for industry plus PhD research crossover. So let's say you come from some research or some industry background also. So here you can have again PhD opportunity inquiry, fall, whatever the session is, and then research area or whatever focused area you have. Dear professor, we will start in the same way. My name is whatever your full name, and I am currently working as whatever role you are doing in whatever company or institute. I hold a this degree, whatever degree you have already, in which subject and from which university, and I am now looking to pursue PhD focused on this particular field. At my current position, I work on brief description of your industrial or research work. So here you can mention that what are the things you are working upon. I was particularly drawn to your work on whatever work you find interesting. You can mention that, which shares many commonalities with my current experience. I have attached my CV and would be honored to be considered for a PhD position in your group beginning fall of whatever year. Okay, fall means it generally basically means the next session, or basically there are two sessions in foreign countries. There are two sessions, one is fall and one is spring. In India we generally have June and January session. Okay, so you can consider June as the spring session, January as the fall session. Okay, so instead of writing fall, you can just mention the next session or something like that. I'd be glad to provide any additional information upon request. Sincerely, your name, your email. Okay. So these two samples I have included. There are more samples which I will be adding up in these particular slides, and all those will be available in the link in the description of this video. You can download from there and have a look upon them and try to change them accordingly. I hope whatever we have discussed in this video, I hope whatever we have like talked about the things related to email might improve your email writing. So that's all from my side for this particular video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe the channel, like the video if you like it, and share it with more of your friends so that they also get to know. Make sure that you are making these changes in your email writing. Believe me, these are going to make a lot of change in the number of response which you are going to receive from the email. Okay, I have also learned all these things throughout my different hits and trials and different methods, and like by making a lot of mistakes. I don't want you to suffer through all those time. That's why I have made this video. I hope this is going to be useful for you, and do let me know if you have any other query. Do let me know if you want to ask any specific question. All my link to reach out to me on my different social media platform are there on the screen. You can reach out to me over there, and that's it from my side for this particular video. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.